So, hurry, hurry to start up the show here with a ball of gas out of my mouth there. Anyways, I'm gonna do this. Whoa! Now see me? No, you don't. Um. Okay. I'm gonna say this. How y'all doing? How's YouTube? And how's YouTube? Okay, how's it going? Up there in YouTube and outside of YouTube as well. How y'all doing? Okay, having gotten past that, um, hope I know what to say here. Um, Jiminy Cricket. Um, um, it's yeah. Um, okay. I guess I'm crying out in the wilderness here for Aladdin 2, the sequel, the sequel, uh, live action sequel, sequel. Um, tonight's like to to not be Will Smith again. That's that's wrong. Mm. That's right. I said it. I do not want Aladdin 2, the sequel, live action, to be Will Smith here. Get, but I'm gonna say this, but I'm gonna wrap up this video in very few words here. Get bigger, okay? For the love of Jiminy Cricket, get bigger. Like I mean, Robin, like I'm going to, I'm I'm hoping to do this video in very few words here. Please, for the love of Jiminy Cricket, get Jim Carrey to do the genie. Don't do. Don't don't collect $2,000 and go for the Will Smith version because that's already been done. It's already been done once, and that movie suffered because and that live action piece of crap had to suffer with that. Now let's try to get bigger brains here. So let's try to get bigger brains and actually get somebody who knows what he's doing. Will Smith belongs with the Suicide Squad movies, and that he does not belong in Disney. Well, okay, he doesn't belong in Disney. I mean, it was one thing to do Mushu in Mulan. That was one. That's one thing. But do not bring him back for doing the genie. Get somebody who definitely get someone who knows how to study the genie by the movement, by the sound, by the look, by the smell. Like Robin Williams didn't have to pretend to be the genie. He was the genie, and he still is. But what we need is somebody who knows what they're doing, that can portray the genie without even having to try. That can portray the genie without even having to try. So I'm going to say this in very few words here. Get bigger, get Jim Carrey. Okay? just because he's old doesn't mean he's stupid. Just because he's old does not mean he can't do it. Like, I mean, he's the funniest. Like, I mean, he's the funniest thing. Like, I mean, he's the funniest thing since Rich Skelton. Like, I mean, he's the funniest thing since Robin Williams. So why not get another king of comedy and another king of facial expressions? Like, why not get the king of amazing character acting? And I mean Jim Carrey. And when I say that, you know, so get the king of, and by king, I mean the second king of making the laugh so hard that it hurts. Get Jim Carrey. He knows everything to do. He knows it. He could pull off being the genie easily. Like, I mean, if he can do the Grinch and do Scrooge and do Ace Ventura, he's sure the Blazers can do the genie. If you give him half a chance or an entire chance. So in a few words, with fewer words, with less words, with just a few choice words here, do not, you don't need somebody half blind and half with, you don't need somebody like Will Smith going in there, and I'm thinking, hey, I can do the genie well. I can do the genie great. Now I can do him again greater. No. You did your part, Smith. You did your part, and I'm sorry about this. Actually, I'm not sorry about this. But you should have never been given that role. There are others that have been living longer that could do the genie. And would be willing to go through as many takes as it took to get it right. Will Smith is like a little more, is way too important as an actor to be messing with a Disney Renaissance character. I mean, think about it. Do you want Will Smith being in every Walt Disney live action thing? I mean, not only would that suck eggs, that would suck that would suck chickens. Who wants a goofy dog being voiced by Will Smith? I mean, that would be the thing of nightmares. So I'm not saying Will Smith is a bad actor. He's done great things, like The Prince of Bel-Air and Mulan. But for crying out loud, he's done the genie. I'm surprised he got away with it. But he didn't. Let's graduate from Mr. Smack You in the Face Smith and go and graduate to somebody who is a little older, who's a little older and knows, the kind of character the genie really is. You know, like we already got the genie from Matthew Smith. Like we already got the genie from Will Smack Him in the Face Smith. Like I'm sorry to bring that up again. I really am. Maybe he didn't mean to, but I know he meant to do it that first time around. Walking away from there, because that's how it's been done. Jim Carrey would make an excellent genie, and I bet if he had to go through 15 shots, 15 takes of, you know, he'd be willing to do it. So I'm sorry to say this, Will Smith. Maybe I am sorry, maybe I'm not sorry, but you did your part, and instead of being successful with it, you just, like, I wish I could lie to him. You know, I wish I could lie here and say that he did a great genie. PU, you know, PU. So when so I'm going to sum all this up, and so I'm going to sum this up in a fewer in as less words here. So I'm going to sum this up in very little words here. Jim Carrey is older, wiser, smarter, and 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 would be and would definitely make a great genie. So, you know, thank you, Will Smith. You've done your bit, but it completely stunk. You know, it completely stunk with Will Smith doing them. Not because he didn't do a good job. I gotta watch out my mouth now, because I didn't mean that. He did a terrible job. He did a terrible job to review the genie. He wasn't funny. The genie wasn't funny in that live action thing. He was more like just humorous. Now with Jim Carrey in the sequel, oh, 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 he'd have you laughing to the point of he'd have you he'd have you laughing to he'd have you laughing your head off. If he was doing the genie, he'd make you laugh your head off. You know, like Ace Ventura, the Grinch, and all those other wonderful characters Jim Carrey has done are all examples of why you should start picking on him to do the genie in the live action sequel of Aladdin. Keep it simple. I'm sorry for yelling. I'm sorry for yelling. Keep it simple. Keep it fresh. And keep it away from Will Smith. Keep it simple. Keep it real. And keep it simple. Keep it fresh. And keep it away from Will Smith. He did his part, and I, among others, had to watch that with a clothespin on our noses of how bad that stunk. So I hope you're ready to play this wild card, because we desperately need a genie that knows what the hell he's doing. So I nominate Jim Carrey. I nominate Jim Carrey to be the genie in the live action sequel of Aladdin. I nominate him. If anyone else would like to nominate him, okay, great. But I'm not. But just a minute, just a minute. I'm not gonna force you to do it. I'm not going to force you down down to my level. You're gonna nominate him, or you're gonna nominate somebody else. Okay, fine, great. But it comes down. But you like I might as well admit this right right off the bat. Jim Carrey would make your head fall off with his portrayal of the genie. So all I'm saying is, why not give him a shot? Why not give Jim? Why not give Jimbo Carrey a shot? And yeah, why not give Jimbo Carrey a shot? He's the funniest one of he's the funniest one so far in my book. So and I bet in others' heads, he's the funniest one in my head. So instead of chopping down trees and doing that to get someone to do the genie, keep it simple, keep it fresh, original, and keep it away from Will Smith. Jim Carrey would be a great genie, and I'm not saying you all have to nominate him because I said so. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you have to nominate Jim Carrey just because I said to. You have the choice of nominating him or not. Same as me. So let's, you know, let's try to wash behind our ears and and so let's try to wash between. So let's try to wash between. So let's try to wash behind our ears here with this sequel here, and do it in the old-fashioned Jim Carrey, and bring out Jim Carrey. Let's just, you know, let's just wash behind our ears with the sequel here, and get Jim Carrey up and running as the genie. Okay? I mean, I'm not trying to force you to live out my. But yeah, I've already said too much here. I've already said too much about this particular topic, so I'm just gonna allow you know I'm just going to allow you to adjust to this video, and I'm sure people in Disney and whoever else down here will make the right decision and put Jim Carrey in there. So having said that, I'll see you in the funny pages. And if I don't, or if I don't see you in the funny pages, I'll see you in here in my channel. Goodbye for now.